Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing to this channel. You like this video, you give your opinion at the comment section below, and don't forget to share this video. Now, William Ruto, the current president of the Republic of Kenya, is like United States of America is using William Ruto to try and project the agendas of United States of America or State of America in Africa. You've seen William Ruto, despite of coming out with good speeches during the African summit and maybe certain meetings, you've seen William Ruto eloquent on how they were not going to be blackmailed, they were not going to be frustrated. Rather, what they were going to do was to ensure that African countries are going to be respected. That is what William Ruto said in several AU meetings. But now, I've been very keen on how William Ruto is like a projection in Africa, as like now William Ruto is the ambassador of United States of America in whole Africa. But now William Ruto is being rejected by these presidents of Africa, as you can look even the way a bigger percentage of African presidents are like the direction that William Ruto is taking us is not truly the direction that we are, or rather the direction that we want. So eventually, I can give you example of Uganda. Look at the relationship in between Uganda and the United States of America. I don't want to spread propaganda that there is no good relationship in between United States of America and Uganda. But eventually, something that is there in between the Uganda and the US is purely about business deal. It is purely about business deal. And that is why you saw Museveni coming out to say, we are going to accept to work with United States, but we are not going to accept them to come out and impose certain issues into our country. When it comes to socially, when it comes to politically and economically, what we have with the United States of America is partnership. But when you look William Ruto, the president of Kenya, is like United States of America is controlling everything. Look at the political issues, and that is why the other day, during the devolution conference, you saw the ambassador of the United States of America coming out to say and telling Kenyans that, look, election was free and fair. William Ruto was legitimately elected. And that is the justice that Kenyan exercised. That was the statement of Meg Whitman. But now, when you look at very kind of simplest form of reactions from the diplomats across the world, we are being told that diplomats from Africa, because, you know, we have the embassy of Tanzania here. We have embassy of Uganda. We have embassy of South Africa. We have embassies of almost many countries in Africa, in Kenya. And they have their embassies. You want to tell me it is now the embassy of US that understands very well how election was free and fair in Kenya? You want to tell me that Tanzania does not know that? You want to tell me that Uganda does not know that? They know everything. But the kind of direction and posture from the Meg Whitman, the ambassador of the US, is showing us a kind of putting William Ruto in a kind of position to influence his fellow presidents across Africa. So that nature that Russia is trying to bring on board might not be so popular, so that US can be seen like they are so popular in Africa. And I want to repeat again, and I said it in a certain video here. When you look at the kind of partnership of US and you compare with Russia and China in Africa, I want to tell you freely, without any fear of contradiction, China will never interfere with your political issues in your country. China will never interfere with your issues when it comes to social issues, when it comes to economical issues. What they will do is just to do business, invest, and partner with you. The same to Russia. And if there is a country that Russia has come out to exploit, tell me today. Tell me today. Because, you know, every country has his own interest. The way US is having their own interest, the same to other superpower countries are having their own interest. But eventually, when you look at the scenario that William Ruto is being portrayed, William Ruto is messing himself again. Because at the same time, US is messing William Ruto. William Ruto, it seems like, so eloquent, having good partnership with the US, but at the same time, United States of America is destroying the portrait of William Ruto, despite of him coming out many times, speaking eloquently, vibrantly, without any fear of contradiction, coming out to tell African president that, look, we cannot accept blackmail and frustration, but at the same time, he is accepting these people to come out to interfere with everything, totally everything in his country as a president of the Republic of Kenya. And that is why I told you even that when you look at the budget of William Samoei Ruto, the budget of William Ruto is not him and his brigade who are controlling the budget. It is the IMF and the World Bank. And that is why IMF came out adding William Ruto 162 billion Kenyan shillings, because William Ruto had endorsed doubling the fuel levy from 8% to 16%. This was in accordance to what the expectation of IMF was. The same as to the World Bank. They have their criteria and also some issues that you must adopt. And in any case you're not going to adopt those issues, then take it to the back. You cannot be supported. And that is why you look at United States of America coming out to lead a campaign that World Bank to cut off or to reduce the partnership with Uganda, because they came out saying no to LGBTQ. Those are the scenarios that William Ruto is trying to show himself as a man who is having good things or having good intentions to Africa, but at the same time, US is using William Ruto. At the same time, they are destroying William Ruto, and William Ruto is destroying himself. Because initially, when there was a Russia-Africa meeting or summit, William Ruto never went to that meeting. But actually, when you look at several presidents of Africa, they went. They went to that meeting. You just go and review several pictures and videos where African presidents were present in that Russia-Africa summit. William Ruto was not there. This was like a trap that if you are going to have strong partnership with Russia, then we are going to cut off our partnership. But you look at even William Ruto coming out to defend the US. They are so eloquent on defending United States of America. The reason behind it is that they don't want a cutoff in between their partnership and the US. And again, US is trying to portray William Ruto to be someone to be someone who is going to spread their ideologies and agendas in Africa. But look, African presidents are telling William Ruto that, look, we do understand what you're doing. You cannot just come out and tell us what we are going to do. You saw a kind of good relationship in between William Ruto and the president of Rwanda. As we speak now, there's no good relationship. William Ruto is isolated because US is imposing William Ruto to be good ambassador of their ideologies in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens? Drop your opinion in the comment section below. I want to appreciate you so much because of your support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye-bye.